Good evening, everyone. As you can see, I'm missing a presenter here, so you'll have to bear with me. He's caught in a bit of a pickle, so we're just trying to get sorted. Hopefully, he'll be in soon enough. How's everyone feeling about the game today? A little bit apprehensive myself, obviously, because it's Man U, and we know what happens against Man U. We always seem to get something thrown against us. So, yeah, I'm quietly optimistic that we'll give them a good game, but I'm also a bit pessimistic that something will be thrown against us by whoever's in the middle with the whistle. And I don't for the life of me know who it is. Maybe somebody will tell me. Maybe stick in the comments there and let us know what your prediction is for the game today. Delboy says, let's hope the VAR has a good game. Well, that's it. We just want it to be fair, don't we? We don't want any messing. There's another one here now, is there? Something like a dodgy penalty. Yes, that's what we've got to worry about tonight, isn't it? Partly it's Michael Oliver. Yeah, well, I don't think it really matters. As we've said in the past, anything is possible. Good news today, anyway, that we have our little Brazilian magician ready to go for next week. He passed his medical today, so that's something to look forward to. Hopefully he's got an FA Cup fourth round to look forward to by the time he comes in. Hopefully we can go out and get some goals a bit early and let them do the work and let them try and break us down. We got James says, close game. I reckon one moment deciding it. Yeah, absolutely. I think it could come down to one magic moment or one decision from a referee. Hopefully that's not the case. I'd like to see a good game and hopefully come out on the other side of it. Kahuna thinks we're going to win. Yes, Vinny, I hope we're going to win. We'll have the team news in about 8 minutes, and that will give. I hope to. I always try and see the team before I make a prediction. William says 2-1 Villa. I'd snap your hands off for that as well. Richard Ryan says Cavani and Rashford up front. Yeah, part of me nearly would prefer Ronaldo up there. He hasn't exactly been firing on all cylinders. So, if we go here, John McGinn rocket in front of the Stretford end. That would be magic, wouldn't it? Just Gaz says Wembley United get their penalty. I think that's what everybody's joking about today, and hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully we're not talking about VAR or referees or anything else. We've got a team good enough and strong enough to go and take on the best there is. So I don't believe Man United are the best there is. It's about time Steven Gerrard got a victory against one of the greedy six, and I'm hoping that's for tonight. Yes, some speculation today that we are signing Darren Randolph from West Ham. I know Darren Randolph quite well from watching him with 50 caps for Ireland. Good player. Of course, we've got to think about the fact that he was an ex-Blue Nose, but we've had plenty of them, so I think we'll overlook that. We won't see too much of him either. He might get the odd game or two towards the end, depending on injuries or internationals or whatever's going on. So we got here thoughts on Dean signing. Happy enough with that if it comes to fruition. I do think we need a left back. I do think we need someone to either take over or put pressure on Matty Target. So yeah, it's definitely something that could happen. Here's the worst case scenario tonight. We end up going to penalties, Supermark. I'm really not able for penalties, especially when it's Man U. Hopefully we'll have it all done and dusted. We really don't want to be talking about penalties. I think we should just go and beat them. And we're well capable of doing so, I think. James says, does that mean the end of Steer? Unfortunately, I think so, James. I think if we sign a goalkeeper, it's definitely going to be the end of Steer. And we've got the team is in quicker than I thought. I do think it will be the end of Steer. Unfortunately, he's been a great servant. But yeah, maybe it's time for a change. Let's see if we can get the team here for you. So we've got Martinez in goal, Cash, Konza, Mings, Target, McGinn, Douglas Luiz, Jacob Ramsey, Buendia, Ings, and Watkins. On the bench, we've got two goalkeepers: Steer, Sinisalo, House, Sanson, Irabugunum, Chuck Mweka, Philogene Badace, El Ghazi, and Archer. So, not much to talk about in the starting lineup. Back four, I think, picks itself. Cash, Konza, Mings, and Target. McGinn, Louise, and Ramsey in midfield. I don't think many would argue with that. I suppose the only real talking point is, does Watkins play with Ings? So a lot of people say it doesn't work. I don't believe it works either. I'd pretty much prefer to see Carney in there in place of one of them. But hopefully they can go and prove us wrong tonight and we can progress to the next round. Strange seeing two goalkeepers on the bench. That obviously means that somebody has probably pulled up in the warm-up or something like that. Or didn't, or who knows, we might have got a late COVID case. But yeah, happy enough with the lineup. Still a little bit, I don't know where Ings and Watkins fit in together. Ings has shown us that, you know, he's a world-class finisher. He can pull one out of the bag, absolutely. Watkins just doesn't seem to perform when Ings is there with him. So yeah, it's a strange situation that we're in, and it's one we mightn't talk about again if we've got Coutinho coming in there. So it'll be a non-talking point hopefully in the future. But Dace even too, yeah, I'll be happy enough with that. Stephen says Archer to score from the bench. I'd absolutely be happy with that. He's I think he's near enough still our top scorer. So we'll see. Ashley Young still missing. Yeah, it was a broken toe, wasn't it? So yeah, it's a strange one. It'll be interesting to see when he's due back. What else we got here? Porcelain says pretty much as predicted. I think that's fair enough. Desperate for a new centre back, one injury away from disaster. Yes, absolutely. Completely glossed over that. Now, have we got a centre back on the bench? Excuse me. Courtney House obviously is there, but other than that, we have no other defenders on the bench. So, yeah, it's something that needs to be addressed. We probably need to bring one in along with that defensive midfielder as well. Richard says the same thing. Would love another centre back. Let me see here. God, they're flying in here, the comments. But do you to run the show tonight? Absolutely, Carl. I'm a big believer in Buendia. I do think he'll come good. As a matter of fact, I think he's done all right. I'm definitely in the Buendia in camp. You know, he has unlocked the fences. He's done very well for us, I thought. Probably lacking a little bit in fitness and energy, but I think that will come with time. Good evening, Anne. I take it your other half is a Man United fan, which can tend to be the case here in Ireland with a lot of people. So thankfully all of my family are converted or were born into it, so they didn't really have a choice. Sanson's still struggling for game starts, perhaps at the weekend. Interesting one, yeah. I wondered, would he start tonight? And you know, I said last week that he probably should have started too. So yeah, it's a strange situation with Sanson. I'd love to see him get a run of games because he definitely did well when he got a chance. James wanted me to tell you more about young Timmy. Well, all I can tell you is I can't pronounce his surname. Somebody told me I had to say it like Owumbuwe a few weeks ago. So something like that is how you pronounce it. Seems like a really good player. Watched him a few times in the under 23s. Oh, hello.
How's everyone doing?
We're all right. Nice of you to join us.
Jesus. The 176 injury had to deal with Paddy on his own for the last 10 minutes. Oh my God.
Me playing with your toys, Neil. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, it looks it is weird because we're on the opposite sides of the
I know.
of the screen now.
We're no Ant and
Opposite
Dick.
Exactly. Bert and Ernie more so than Ant and Dick. I don't know. We don't. Well, the team sheet should be out yet, but I had a really good question for you, Paddy, beforehand. Before we see what the team sheet is,
We've
could
already
Aston
been through the
Villa?
team.
Oh, the team is out, is it? All
Team
right.
is out, yeah.
Don't mind me.
Martinez, Cash, Konza, Mings, Target, McGinn, Luis, Ramsey, Buendia, Ings, and Watkins.
Yeah, he wasn't wrong when he said he was going to go out with his full strength team, was he?
Yeah.
Huh?
The only talking point we came up with was Ings and Watkins. Really good they played together. Should he have played Carney ahead of one of them? Also, there's two goalkeepers on the bench, so we were speculating whether something had happened with another positive case or whatever. So,
I'd say so. Yeah.
and plus we only have one centre half on the bench as well. So, there you go. What was your question, Neil?
Could Villa have named a woman? Could they have named a female player? And how does that, if the female player was under 23, would it count towards, or was it if it was under whatever the age is, it would it count towards registration?
Who would you pick, Neil?
I don't know. Maybe look, but like there seems to be a symbiotic in relationship between Dougie and Alicia Lehman there, and it's back up, right back, or something like that. I don't know.
Well, I can't tell you the rules in the UK, but I can tell you up to the age of 12, the girls can play with the boys and play a year below their age group. I presume it's the same worldwide. So the answer to your question is probably no.
I'll take that until a better answer comes along. I'll take that until a better answer comes along. But I wonder, I suppose, in a way, obviously you've got female refs that are ref in the season. What if there was a female that was good enough? Could they play in something like the FA Cup? It's an interesting one.
I don't think it's allowed. Totally honest with you.
Well, I'm running for Parliament in the UK somehow, but I'm not even a citizen. I'm running for Parliament to get that changed in the Premier League.
Aaron wants to know where your Cat Stevens hat is tonight.
Actually, it's outside. It's outside, and I had it on only about 10 minutes ago. I was, yeah.
And Matthew said I was doing a sound job without you. Thanks.
You were. I know. I was saying it in jest. Very nice you didn't make it onto the podcast, so thanks a million for holding on the show. As you can see, I'm at my boudoir tonight.
Yeah, we're giving it another 5 minutes to see if you made it, because I'm sure they would have got bored just listening to me. Plus, I played the outro on the intro, and nobody said anything.
In fact, that's my fault because I didn't have an intro created, so it's so that is my fault. Do we know what the United team is?
We better call it. Well, you can't do it there from your where you are. Can you?
No, but I can call it out unless you have it. If you don't have it, we have a team. It's De Gea, Lindelof. Whatever done in squad numbers. What's wrong with that club? De Gea, Lindelof, Rashford, Greenwood, Fred, Fernandes, who's captain, Varane, Dalot, Cavani, Shaw, and McTominay. So I presume it's De Gea, Shaw, Lindelof, Varane, Dalot, Fred, and McTominay behind Rashford, Fernandes, Greenwood, and Cavani up top.
Yeah.
No,
and I suppose the big news of their squad is there's no Ronaldo in the team or on the bench.
Nope. They have a lot of kids. Well, they have a couple of kids there. They have Alanga. They have some young fella called Tom Heaton there on the bench. They have Ahmad. He's on the bench there as well. But no, it'd be nice to see Tom Heaton. I thought Tom Heaton might get a run in goals. Agent Tom.
Luke Shaw plays despite his little outburst last week. So, but Ronaldo doesn't. So, well, we don't know. There could be an injury, could be COVID, could be anything. But yeah, it's a strong enough team. Lingard, Mata, Matic, Van der Beek, Alanga, Wan-Bissaka, plenty of backup there, and a strong enough team to go out against. So it's going to be tight. I think I'm going for a 2-1 win tonight. Feeling a bit enthused with the team. I think we're going to see Danny Ings score tonight, and I think you'll really enjoy it.
Hopefully so. I'm a bit, yeah, I'm not a bit. I'm very enthused about tonight. I don't know whether it's been all the positive transfer news. Although I think Suarez out, Gerrard out. We've had no real transfer links today, so it's a disgrace. Not good enough.
Except for Darren Randolph, as we've.
I want my club back. Get out. Darren Randolph. Yeah, I actually think Darren Randolf be a nice signing. He's a nice, steady Eddie goalkeeper. And I know that seems to be what I'm talking about. I'm saying an awful lot recently, but I can't believe why a championship club hasn't snapped him up and playing him as their number one goalkeeper, Darren Randolph. The Figo roll. There's a story behind the Figo roll that I might tell someday. If we're ever drinking on podcasts again, I might tell my story about the Figo roll. It's an interesting one, and it's not fig roll spelled incorrectly. It is actually the Figo roll. But I'm interested tonight. I think tonight's going to be very good. Stephen Gerrard's a man of his word. He's gone out against United, played a full team. I suppose the temptation would be there not to play a full team so that he could probably keep something in the tank for the league. But no, he hasn't, and we're going to see what the story is with this team later on.
Well, he has something in the tank. He's got Philip Coutinho to come in and replace either Ings or Watkins. So, yeah, we have a little bit of a change next week. Philip wants to know that you just want to see the highlight reels of Dougie and Alicia, don't you?
Well, I was actually, do you know what, when you mentioned it, when I was walking the dog today, it came into my head. And it was more so from a goalkeeping point of view that, if we were to play Jed Steer in goals, and I know we've got Sinisalo, but could we play maybe Hannah Hampton? Could we name her on the bench? Could we name... That's really what was going through my mind, is that if you were really, and I don't mean this in any derogatory way or anything, but I said, if you were stuck because of COVID and you couldn't name a squad, could you actually dip into your female squad for someone like a goalkeeper, or if there was a player that you feel would be able to step up to the mantle? It was just an interesting question, because I'm sure somebody would have done it already, but wasn't there a female player in Serie B or something like that recently within the last 10 years? I think there was.
New one on me.
Yeah. Listen, I really should research.
My knowledge from coaching underage is that girls in Ireland have to move. I think it's under 13 when they're under 14 that they can stop playing with the boys. So when they're under 14, they can play a year below. So I still say the answer is no.
Probably is. It usually is when I come up with a harebrained scheme like that. And realistically speaking, when you have a billion pound industry based out of the Premier League, I'm sure somebody would have thought somewhere along the lines of circumnavigating that rule somewhere if there was a woman that was good enough. So yeah, it's an interesting one.
Soupy Mark says that the Brexit shortage, Ronaldo has run out of hair gel, so that's why he's not playing tonight.
Allegedly. So Paddy, what did you say? I don't know if you've said what you think your prediction is for tonight. I'm going to go with a 1-1, and we take it on penalties. I don't know why. I'd like that, even though I wouldn't like us to have to go through half an hour of extra time. I think beating United in the cup on penalties after a replay probably is this go to replay? Yeah, no, it's no replays. It's straight penalties, and the FA Cup still. I think that would be nice. I don't know why. I think it would be nice.
I don't want to go to penalties. I want to save our legs, and I want to beat them tonight, and I want to beat them next Saturday. So 2-1 in normal time. My money's on Danny Ings tonight. I think he's up to prove a point that it will be him that starts in that 9 position when Coutinho comes in there, and I think he'll relish the opportunity. So I think tonight is the night for Danny Ings.
Yeah, that's actually interesting. Keane did say that Ronaldo was brought back to win the FA Cup, and now he's not even playing in their first FA Cup game. So that's interesting. And Gaz Oaks, good to see you. You said that they females can't play because the football charity events have to get special permission. Yeah. I wonder, is it it's hardly an archaic rule with regards to, the FA saying, well, women can't play with men. I would imagine that's probably not it. I imagine it might be something to do with insurance.
Has to be insurance issue, yeah. 100%.
Has to be. Well, sort it out.
I'd say, is there no extra time? Yes, he did say straight to penalties, but what he meant was after
Yeah,
extra
yeah.
time. Straight to penalties.
After extra time. Yeah, after extra time. No. Last year it was straight to penalties. There was no extra time, if I remember rightly, for the FA Cup. And this year they've brought in the extra time. Just no
Yeah.
replays. I think I'm a fan of. Oh God, I'm probably opening a tinderbox here, and people are going to say, "Shut up." But I think I'm a fan of not having replays. I have because I think if, let's just say, you're Mansfield Town and you're playing against Chelsea, and you scrape a 1-1 draw, and then you defend like an absolute life depended on it for another 30 minutes, and you get them to penalties, anything could happen. Whereas if you go to a replay, they're probably going to beat you 6-0, you know? And no offense to Mansfield Town, but maybe Mansfield Town fans are saying, go away, they beat us 10-0. I don't know. But like,
apparently the money that Swindon got from their home tie the other night is worth more than what they'll get for the rest of the season. So it's important for clubs like that to get to the FA Cup, to get on the telly, to get a home tie. So while
that's exactly it.
While we're in COVID times, I'm okay with no replays. But I think once we get through COVID times, I'm all for bringing back in replays, because we wouldn't have the congestion that we have now either. And that's why they're gone third and fourth round with no replays. And plus, they made sure that wouldn't happen. They gave all the greedy 5 that are left in the competition home draws in the next round.
See this? You even brought it down to 5, like just having a go at Arsenal. No, but I think the bigger discussion there is, if you really want to have grassroots, and it's not, look, it's no secret that the smaller teams look forward to the FA Cup for giant killing, quote unquote. Whenever I say giant killing, I always think of walking, like back in, I think it was walking back in 1994 and 1995. They went on this mad run. But you know, when teams are looking for that, then how's about you structure the television payments that the smaller team gets all the money? Like put it this way: if Aston Villa are playing against, I don't know, Solihull Moors, somehow it happens, and it's a local derby, all right, and the TV money comes down, Solihull Moors will probably be able to put themselves in the black for 5 years from that TV money. Whereas it's going to be dropped in the ocean for Aston Villa. Won't even pay one week of Coutinho's wages, like, you know. Well, and there has to be some of it joined up thinking.
I watched the draw last night, and Kidderminster Harriers come out at home, and myself and Stephen were sitting there, and I cheered and went, "Go on, Villa or Man United, go on, give it to them." There's a little soft spot for Kidderminster Harriers, and they're only down the road for Villa, so I wanted to see them get that draw, but it didn't happen anyway. So
yeah,
we'll have to contend with Middlesbrough at Villa Park. It'll be fine.
Yeah. Well, look, we have to get over tonight as well first. We have to get over tonight, for sure.
The comment I had up there, I lost it. Dara said we haven't won in 6 games in the FA Cup. I wonder, will Dara remember the last game we won in the FA Cup? I'm sure he does.
Would it have happened to have been Liverpool by any chance in the FA Cup semi-final?
It certainly was.
Long time ago.
Jason says up the Moors.
Interesting one here. And I actually remember that as well. The Villa did donate their match fee to Barrow in the League Cup this season.
Yeah.
If we're playing Barcelona, we might be able to donate our match fee to Barcelona as well. You know, just to help them out. You know? Every little helps. Yeah.
Oh,
that was a needless dig. I like Barcelona. I actually like Barcelona. Would be considered my Spanish team, if you want to go that way. You know, I always have been. I've been to the Nou Camp twice, but I just couldn't resist that one.
Nick says he's seen everything been won except the FA Cup in his lifetime. Thousands of others will die happy if it happens. Yeah, I was only a kid when they won the European Cup and the league, so I want to see all of those things happen. But I really would like the FA Cup. To me, means a lot. Would I prefer to win the FA Cup or get into Europe through the league? I'd rather get into Europe through the league, but it's I still remember the magic of spending all day Saturday on FA Cup final day watching all the shenanigans going on, and it was a real all-day event. So yeah, and plus I got to go to 2, went in 2000 and I went in 2015, so I've seen us lose 2, so hopefully it'll be third time lucky and get the one where we won. Plus we won the Peace Cup in there, so we've had a lot going on, haven't we? We won a lot of trophies in his lifetime.
How we didn't win in 2000?
It was David James.
Minute silence, yeah. Minute silence for David James's failed punch. But it's, yeah, like, look, a cup run would be great. It really would. And like a lot of people say, oh, would you prefer to finish fourth or win a cup? Like, greatest will in the world. I'm speaking Aston Villa fan as the next person. We're not going to finish fourth this season or next. So win a cup, get into Europe, and build on the league then after that. So, like, when you have European football, obviously we're going to be able to attract players. And I know we just attracted Coutinho, but for that sustainable attraction of players, and it's something I got into in the podcast last night about maybe an overly inflated squad that we have, and maybe the need to sell players to balance books. You know, and also probably, and there was a kernel of that when I was mentioning that maybe we wouldn't spend 50 million on a player in the transfer window this year. But if you get into Europe, it kind of opens up those doors. You've got that extra kitty, you've got that extra transfer, or you've got that extra revenue source, and building it from there. You know, I know a lot of people will say, well, but you know, teams who win a cup and get into Europe, they're ill prepared because they don't have the squad size, and then they play on a Thursday and a Sunday, and then, you know, a lot of teams have that woeful record of the game after a Europa League, what you call it, a Europa League group game is poor. But I prefer to be worrying about that when we have to worry about it than worry about it now, because you know, for me, I think if Villa were to go away, win the FA Cup this season, get into Europe and finish ninth, I'd be like a pig in shit. I think, because I think it would be great for the club, and I think it would be great for Steven Gerrard, and I think it'd be great for the fans, as people say there. And I think I've readjusted my my expectation, because like we're halfway through the season, and the league has got away from us from that point of view. And, you know, let's make it easy on ourselves. Get into Europe that way, and, you know, build a team ethic and build an identity under Gerrard in the league this season, and go from there.
Ad says he'd take a win tonight over a win on Saturday. That, you see, I hate not being involved on FA Cup weekends. I hate the downtime of watching the cup run its course. So yeah, I would, if I had to choose, it would be tonight. But obviously, I want to win both of them. And he says further down the line, obviously, he wants to win both of them too.
Yeah. Absolutely, and I think, look, I think it could be a relative possibility. United trying to adjust to a new manager, obviously a bit of turmoil amongst the playing squad, and I heard Ralph Ragnick's talk today, or I read him talking today, and he almost sounded like United were the underdogs today, which was madness to me. Regardless of what way they want to portray themselves, they are not the underdogs today. Just facts state otherwise. So yeah, we'll see what way tonight goes. This is one of the best comments I think I've ever seen. My granddad drove the team coach to Wembley in 57. That's amazing. That's amazing, Mark. Is that true?
I
shouldn't even doubt you. I shouldn't doubt you that it's true, but that's amazing. That's brilliant. That's a class story. Like, that's a brilliant story to have in the family, specifically, you know, when it's 57. Like, it's like almost it's a complete, like, it obviously is a completely different world even back then, and to be part of that history that's amazing. It's amazing. One to cherish for sure.
Yep. Also, Neil, if you're interested in buying a 1957 shirt, which Neil made me do this evening because he tweeted out a link to buy it for £15.
Hashtag influencer.
Neil the influencer. So check out for the Love of Paul McGrath Twitter, and you'll find that for 15 quid available until the end of the match.
Was it only 15 quid? I must get one myself.
It was. Not that I need another Villa shirt.
It was only 15 quid too. So lads, we're up at 7:20. Match is on in 35 minutes time, as we always say. Give you time to pour your beverage, get yourself settled. I apologise for my tardiness. I'm not going to describe why I was late, because it's just not a pretty thing, put it that way. But it's surely, now we're ready for the game, and I'm going to park myself here, get my own beverage, and hopefully we come out on the right side of this and beat United and stay in the pot, because I'd hate to see Paddy frustrated on those FA Cup weekends without us being in the pot. And look, as you say, it's always nice here to win the FA Cup, you know.
You know what it's like, Neil? It's like, you know, being Irish, we're used to it. It's like watching a World Cup when you have no vested interest, and it's just no fun. So yeah, we want to stay in the FA Cup. We have to stay in the FA Cup.
Yeah. I think so too. Paddy, I didn't start the podcast, so if you're going to have to end the podcast, there's the rules. You're going to have to talk us out at the end and play the outro.
Oh, no, see, you're just landing me in this now. See if I can play with the toys, isn't it? So we'll give it a go. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button. Very important. Hit the like button and the subscribe button if you haven't already done it. I'm going for 2-1 this evening. Enjoy the game. It's a Monday night. I've decided on a Monday night. Fuck it. I'm going to have a beer. So all that's left to say is up the Villa.
Up the Villa.